What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. I am currently on a 3-day trip in Huntsville, Alabama, and what a perfect time to film my Q&A video that I told you guys I would do. So let's get to the video. I wanted to do a flight attendant Q&A for a long time now, and I get to do it, so I'm really excited. And I reached out to you guys on social media to ask me some really good questions, and you definitely did. So we are gonna start with the first question. How do your days off work? How many days are you on in a row, and how many days are you usually away from home in a row? So each month it really depends. This month I've had a couple Monday and Tuesdays off, so 2 days off, usually working 5 or 6 days on. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm on a trip, but that does mean I am on call and I could potentially be called out. I do have 3 days at Thanksgiving, and I have 4 days at the end of the month, and I think I'm gonna go to Paris. So they definitely give you really good days off. You can ask for certain days off, you can ask for a stretch of time off, or days that you want to be on call in a row. So it's definitely manageable for sure. What is a place you are dying to visit but haven't yet? As a flight attendant with my company, probably Boston. I flew into Boston once and had an overnight there, but it was really short, so I didn't get time to have time to explore. So definitely Boston for sure. Not working as a flight attendant and on my own time, Seattle is an absolute must. Los Angeles, anything out west, Hawaii for sure, and then obviously Europe and all of that over there for sure. Let's see. What's the most challenging part of being a flight attendant? Training is really difficult. It's about 3.5 weeks, and it's pretty intense, pretty stressful, I'm not gonna lie. Once you get through that, it's very challenging to get used to the routine of being a flight attendant, and once you get that down, it's completely manageable and a very easy job. The most challenging part for me right now would have to be getting used to the routine and the lifestyle of being a flight attendant, meaning anywhere from having a social life or eating schedules, sleeping schedules, and working out. Just throw that out the window because you can only do it when you have time and when you're not exhausted. I definitely want to get better about eating healthier. I was doing really well, and then I started this job, and there is a lot of temptations in the airport, a lot of Starbucks, and yeah, so you just got to be careful with eating out, and I want to start packing more lunches and more dinners and eating healthier and working out more for sure. When did you decide you wanted to be a flight attendant? I decided I wanted to be a flight attendant the summer before my junior year of college. I was working at home on the lake, and a pilot pulled up on his boat, and we got talking for probably over an hour, and he really talked me into it. And at that point, you know, I still had 2 years left of college. I wasn't gonna quit. So I continued with the major that I had, and towards the end of college, I really kicked it into gear and researched and talked to a lot of people and watched a heck of a lot of YouTube videos and applied to the airline that I am working for now. And yeah, so definitely started a couple years ago for sure. Are there any international flights in your future? Heck yes. We do a couple international flights through my company. We are regional, so we don't do the long haul flights overseas. We do Mexico, Canada, the Bahamas, I think Puerto Rico. So yeah, I've actually worked a couple international flights already. I did Montreal, and that was amazing. It's such a cool city, it's gorgeous. And I only did a Mexico turn, so I didn't have an overnight there, but we did go there, I want to say from Miami. It was just super quick. We couldn't get off the plane, but yeah, we do some international flights, but I definitely want to go overseas, and hopefully, like I said, Paris at the end of the month would be pretty cool. Are you limited to the number of times you can fly in a month? I don't think so. Usually I work about 85 hours a month as a reserve flight attendant. You really don't have control over how much you work. You can pick up trips on your days off. I haven't done that yet because on my days off I need that time to unwind and relax and either catch up with friends and family or just have a me day. But yeah, people do pick up trips on their days off, and sometimes other flight attendants do offer money to pick up that trip because something really important came up. So that's definitely a way to get more flying and more money. Did you have to take a physical exam to become a flight attendant? I did not, but there are physical requirements. Definitely the height. You can't be too short or too tall because of the overhead bin space. Or not the space, but just to be able to reach and close the overheads. How did you realize you wanted to become a flight attendant, and what type of school training did you do to become one? So like I said, I realized it a couple years ago and pursued it, but the type of schooling and training that I did, there's not a specific school. Well, there are schools that you can go to prep yourself to become a flight attendant. I just stuck out with my 4-year degree and majored in something that I don't need right now, but I will say having a bachelor's degree really bumps you up in the hiring process. But what I majored in has nothing to do with my job now. In the training, so when you get hired on at an airline, they send you through their own training, and yeah, all you do is need to get hired and they will cover the rest for you. What are some of your pet peeves that passengers do? Probably wanting to use the restroom like in the back when we have the full beverage cart out. That's super heavy and super annoying to deal with. Or like when people like form a line or like a cluster and there's like already 2 flight attendants in the back of the plane and it's just a huge mess. It kind of stresses me out a little because you aren't supposed to be standing up, especially if that seatbelt sign's on, you know better. And yeah, I think that's probably the biggest pet peeve. Do you have to pay for the training or do you get paid for it? You don't have to pay for airline training as far as in the commercial airline world. Corporate, like private flight attendants, I believe you do have to pay a certain amount of money, but as in the commercial world, no. And my training was paid, which was really nice. How strict is dress code? Very. Our uniforms are super plain, super black, casual, classy. You can only have a certain amount of piercings, no tattoos. Your makeup has to be natural, your hair has to be natural, nothing crazy going on, which I like because I'm a really plain person, so it doesn't bother me. I like having to wear a uniform every day because that way I don't have to pick out any outfits before work because that really stresses me out. Alright. Did you have to take a physical exam to become a flight attendant? No, thank God. Cardio and I don't get along, but no. Like I said, you just have to be able to perform the duties and task as a flight attendant and be able to do the emergency procedures and evacuations and everything like that. I think I already answered that question. Do you ever see yourself being a pilot, or do you think you will stick with flight attending? definitely I hope to become a pilot at some point in my life. That's the end goal here for me, at least. I really want to fly with a company that I work for. I just don't know what that time frame is going to be. At least I want my private pilot's license within the next 3 to 5 years. I love flying and everything about it. It's my favorite thing to do. And what do you love about flying? Pretty much everything. I like being just away for a little bit up in the air and not having to worry about anything on the ground and all the problems that the world has today. And it's just nice to get up there and just do your own thing, read a book, listen to music, talk to the person next to you, if you're feeling it, that is. What's your funniest moment? My funniest moment, I can't really think of one in my head right now, but probably just starting out as a new flight attendant and not knowing what to do, and people are just looking at you like, what are you doing? But I'm glad we're past that point. But no crazy funny moments yet, but stay tuned. What is the most rewarding part about being a flight attendant? The most rewarding part is putting a smile on people's faces, making their traveling easier, and calming them down if they don't enjoy flying like a lot of people do. Traveling is really stressful, especially if you don't do it a lot. So I try to make my passengers as comfortable as I can and try to make it a pleasant experience for them. And when I can do that and they come off the plane and they say that was a great flight, thank you, for everything and whatever like that, it makes me love my job even more. And the last and final question, actually no, there's 2 more. One of the last questions, let's see. What made you choose the airline that you work for, and why didn't you, or did you consider others, like the bigger airlines? I chose my airline because, for many reasons. The number one reason being is I did want to start at a regional airline, and I wanted to be a part of a smaller group of people and flight attendants and have that family feel, and my company definitely has that, and I love it. I already know so many people within the company. Another reason is that it is headquartered in Indianapolis, and that is where I live, and I grew up an hour from there, and all my family, friends, schools, everywhere that's been a part of my life has been in Indiana. So I love that, and it was an easy transition because I already was in Indiana, so I was home already, so I really liked that. And another reason is because we work with American, United, and Delta, so we work for all 3, and I think that's pretty crazy, and it's awesome because you get the best of both worlds, or the best of all 3, because they're all completely different for sure. And the last question is the pay. I think every new flight attendant in the world can tell you that the pay is rough when you first start out, and I definitely agree. However, once you stick it out and you put in your time and you pay your dues, it does become manageable, and you become more comfortable with the pay. And then also we do get per diem, which means each hour you're away from your base, you do get so many dollars an hour to help you cover food and other expenses like that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this flight attendant Q&A video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I answered all of the burning questions you've ever had about being a flight attendant. And I hope that you subscribe to my channel, you like and comment and share the crap out of this video, and hopefully the next video will be a super awesome vlog at a really cool spot. So yeah, stay tuned, and I can't wait to show you guys my next video.